So this is the most exciting thing about 600 hours. Hi guys, and welcome back to another Languages with Dani video. And in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about whether I can do the things that Dreaming Spanish says you can do at 600 hours of comprehensible input. Yes, I have gotten 600 hours into Spanish, so let's get right into it. Okay, so first I'm just reading on my laptop. It says you can understand people when they speak directly to you. They won't need to adapt their speech for you. I don't know about that one. Maybe it's because I haven't done as much conversation practice as maybe I should have done, but I meet with an italki tutor almost every week, and she still needs to adapt some things. A lot of the time she needs to speak slowly or use another word, because sometimes I just don't understand what she says, even at 600 hours. So I don't think that's true for me, unfortunately. And I think if you're also at 600 hours or you're getting there, I think don't be discouraged if you still can't understand. It's a very slow journey, and certainly for me, Spanish natives still have to adapt their speech, definitely. Understanding a conversation between native speakers is still hard. No, and so it's reversed for me. Yes, they have to adapt their speech for me, but understanding a conversation isn't hard. I watch YouTube videos such as Easy Spanish, where it's just on the street conversations, where they go up and interview people on the street in Spain or Argentina or Mexico or what have you, and I can understand that fine. It's not difficult. I won't lie to you, sometimes I do need to go back, what did they say, or I need to listen to the entire video a couple of times. That happens, I'll be honest with you, but for the most part, just on the first try. And I know, for example, with Easy Spanish, they have subtitles, but I don't actually watch the video. I listen to the video while I'm doing chores or cleaning the house or what have you. So I can understand without having to read the subtitles, even if it takes 1, 2, even 3 tries just to get the full picture. Even on the first listen, I can kind of still understand what's being said. So it's not too difficult. I won't say it's hard. I don't think that's the word I'd use. So no for that one. You'll almost understand TV programs in the language because you understand so many of the words, but they're still hard enough to leave you frustrated or bored. Absolutely not. So this is the most exciting thing about 600 hours, is that you can start watching native TV programs. You are no longer limited to, for example, just watching shows on Netflix, using Language Reactor, because Language Reactor only works on Netflix. I'm no longer limited. I can watch anything, guys, anything. I can watch a YouTube video if I wanted. I can watch so for example, this says TV programs. I can watch anything. I'm watching Grand Hotel, I'm watching Locked Up, I'm watching anything I fancy. It's amazing, because I finally feel I obviously I watch it just with the Spanish subtitles. I don't put English subtitles on or anything like that, but I can just watch anything I want, really, whether it be anime, and I just watch it with Spanish dub, or I don't know, just pick a show and because I found I was just limited to watching shows on Netflix, and I couldn't really go off of Netflix. If I wanted to watch something on Amazon Prime or another streaming network, I couldn't, because a Language Reactor that has the dual subtitles, Spanish on the top, English on the bottom, it didn't work on those sites. So it was very limited. And now, yeah, I can just watch anything just with Spanish subtitles, and I understand everything that's going on, like everything. I don't need to, like what was said. Oh, this is frustrating. This is hard. No, I can binge watch the show if I wanted to. I don't know what episode I'm on Locked Up, but this is the most exciting part. Like, I can understand TV programs, and it's probably because I'm doing a lot more consuming than I am talking at this stage. But yeah, it's great. So conversation can be tiresome, and if you try to speak, you can feel a bit like a child, since it will be hard to express abstract concepts and complex thoughts. You understand most of the words used during daily conversation, but you still can't use many yourself. If you try to speak the language, it will feel like you're missing many important words. However, you can often already speak with the correct intonation patterns of the language without knowing why, and even make a distinction between similar sounds in the language when you say them out loud. Yes, conversation is really difficult for me, really difficult. So for example, when I'm speaking with my italki tutor, I sound horrible. Like, it's even taxing for me to say what I did over the weekend, or what I did during the week, or how I feel in the present moment. It's still really difficult. I feel like a 2-year-old. It's really hard to fully express what I want to express, my complex and abstract thoughts. I don't have the words, and most importantly, I don't have the grammar down yet. Like, at this point, I don't need to be researching. I don't research grammar. Like, I pretty much know all the grammatical concepts that there are in Spanish. It's just difficult to use them myself. So, I can understand, oh yes, that's why, if I'm watching a TV program, that's why they used that word there, or that, how they phrased it there, but I can't use it myself. And that's the most difficult thing. I can't express myself, so I'm limited to like 3 words or 4 words at a time, and I can't use all the words that I recognize, and I know I still can't use them myself. So that's true, very true. Okay, so moving on to the what you are learning section. This level can feel frustratingly similar to the previous one. Yeah, in a way, yeah. I do feel like I've made a lot of progress at 600 hours though. I do feel that at 300 hours, I feel like the levels are different at 600 versus 300. I feel like a new level has unlocked for me at 600 hours. I'm not gonna lie and say it feels exactly the same or even similar, because I could not watch, and I think the main thing for me is I could not watch anything I wanted in Spanish. I couldn't do that. I was very limited. I had to watch very beginner videos, talking you through the language. I couldn't watch native content that, any TV program I wanted, thrillers. I watched The Occupant, but that's on Netflix. I watched The Invisible Guest, with Spanish subtitles. That would be a dream to me, an absolute faraway dream at 300 hours. So definitely a level has unlocked, but more or less conversation, I think, is the biggest one that has remained the exact same. I still can't express what I want to express, so that's what's remained the same. As for listening, more or less similar. I think my listening has always been quite good. I'm just learning new words, obviously, but it's not changed. It's remained more or less the same. Some words I miss, as I have done at 300 hours. Some words I get. It's more or less the same. But just consuming native content, I can do that now. So that's the thing that has changed. You will still feel that there are many more words that you don't know than words you do know. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I still feel like yeah, there's a lot of slang, especially that I don't know. But yeah, just a lot of words now. Yeah, that I don't know. Yeah, just words like ice skating or snowflake or just things that you might not use as commonly but you still use. Yeah, it's just reinforcing the more that I talk, the more words that I don't know. I actually don't know what a lot of words mean, so that's yeah, or words that I don't know, so that's still difficult. Yeah, definitely. You'll now feel many more instances of finally understanding that word that you have been hearing since forever. Yes, I do feel even like the very basic words, like I don't know. I can't think of an example now. Like for example, the ever elusive se, se, not se as in I know, but se as in the reflexive, and also it just has loads of meanings. Okay, and slowly but surely I'm understanding the different meanings and the different ways that it can be used. So that's definitely, before I didn't know why it was there. I didn't know why it was there, what it was doing there, what was its purpose. I watched about 3 to 50 videos trying to understand the purpose, and I just still didn't get it. So yeah, say. And there's many more instances here of me just understanding different words, like, oh, actually I understand why that word's there, whereas before I didn't. It may feel like these words are infinite, but no, continue doing what you're doing and you'll little by little fill in all the missing gaps. For some words you'll even wonder why you hadn't learned such a basic word yet. Learning abstract words, democracy, absence, patience will be your bread and butter, as will be learning more and more grammatical connectors. Yes. Yeah. I am learning more abstract words, definitely. Words like freedom, or words like absence, yeah, or words like, more abstract words to explain more abstract concepts or more higher level concepts like politics, religion, those kinds of things. I'm slowly learning those words, solitude, words like that, okay? Yes, so that's true. At this level, you mostly finish up the grammar and the different sentence types. That's true. In fact, I think I've finished the grammar and the different sentence types. I say that because I no longer research grammar. Like, that's something I did heavily in the very beginning, and until I reached this level, I was heavily, even at like 500 and something hours, I was like not really researching up grammar. Because I think I basically heard it all, and if you're not at this level yet, you'll start to recognize when certain words are used. So at that point, I looked at like YouTube videos about when it's used in the early stages and read articles and things like that. And then at a certain point, it's just more consuming content. So I think I'm basically finished the grammar and the different sentence types now. Like, now it's just making it slowly stick in my brain enough so that I can start using it. But in terms of recognizing it and learning about grammar, I think that's done and dusted for me now. So yeah, it's pretty accurate. Mostly finishing up the grammar or finishing the grammar or finished. And finally, while still not being able to make the most complex sentences yourself, you'll become able to understand almost every type of sentence. Yes, that's true. While watching movies, for example, I understand the sentences. I don't need to be like, why is that word in that order? Oh, I don't really understand what was said. Oh, I don't really. No, I understand it. It makes perfect sense to me, and that's why I'm actually able to watch TV or watch movies or watch any type of content really for fun. And this level is where it really starts getting fun, where you start really feeling proud of yourself, and you ought to be when you reach this level, because it's finally where it starts to pay off and it stops being tedious. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, before this, you do get frustrated because you don't really understand why that's there, why that word order, why. That's how I basically sum up my language learning journey. But now it's more enjoying the fruits of your labor and actually just being able to sit down, watch a TV program, watch a YouTube video, and before you know it, you've done 2 hours, you've done 3 hours, and you've had fun doing it. And wasn't just watching beginner videos, or watching YouTube tutorials. Like, you've actually just enjoyed a movie or TV show. But yeah, my words of advice is, conversation is tiresome at this stage, but don't be disheartened, because it's perfectly normal. I'm experiencing the same thing. Even listening and stuff, it can get a bit difficult, but I promise you, it's the home stretch now. Like, I'm really trying to get to 1,000 hours now, because that seems like such an exciting level. So if you want to know how I get on with that, just hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share with your friends. All of that really helps me out. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next one.